Hi, my name is Rachel Reed, and I'm the Director of Learning at Allendale Christian School. Allendale Christian School has a history of excellent results in our PSAT and MAP scores. We hold our students to high academic standards and are proud of what they accomplish here at ACS in their studies. We also continually review curriculum and have made recent updates to our elementary literacy curriculum and elementary social studies curriculum. ACS has also been using the framework of Teaching for Transformation for 6 years now. It is ingrained in everything that we do. Teaching for Transformation is a journey into the promise of our school's mission and vision, which is to equip students academically, spiritually, and socially to gratefully serve God in all aspects of life. TFT is a learning journey into student engagement that shapes their identity both as a learner and as a disciple of Jesus. TFT applies what we learn to meet real needs of real people. It provides a framework for ACS students to not only see and appreciate God's story at work, but also to recognize how our learning calls us to action to live God's story. Listen along as a few teachers share about how TFT provides a foundation of how students can live God's story.
Last year, my first graders started learning about opinion writing, and we were also praying for a lot of teachers and community members who had lost loved ones. We kind of just naturally started thinking about heaven and what it might be like for our grandparents and the other people that we had lost who were there with Jesus. And we, for devotions, kind of started to read through Revelation and picture what heaven might be like. And it was really cool because it actually kind of led to how could we use our opinion writing and also our knowledge of heaven, what we've been learning, to share God's love and shine His light. My storyline is Shine Your Light. So the first graders each pictured heaven and took some time to draw and brainstorm what they might do there with their loved one or someone else they knew in heaven. And then we put together a book with our opinions about what heaven would be like. It was really cool to just read and see the pictures that they drew of them jumping into the crystal sea and playing basketball with Jesus or kicking a soccer ball with their great grandpa. And we put all of our reflections together and made a book called When I Get to Heaven. And we actually sent it to a publisher, and then we were able to share it with people in the ACS community. The kids really embraced it, and it was a great opportunity for them to shine their light and to be loving communicators and build community at ACS.
I'm Aubrey VanWylen, and I teach 4th grade. I found the book out of my mind several years ago and just thought everyone needed to hear the story. It was such a touching story of a girl who has cerebral palsy, and I just thought it was really important for especially the kids that we teach to be aware of people who are different than them. And my deep hope is that my students would grow into their unique identity in Christ and then live boldly into their place in God's big story. And I just thought it fit so well because as we learn about identity and how we all have strengths and struggles, how we can love each other well when we're different. But then it begs the question, what now? What do we do about it? Because we live in a world that works really well for us in the way that we are, but when the world doesn't work well for people in the way they are, something needs to change.
I'm Kacie Kruithof, and I teach 4th grade. So after we had read Out of My Mind for a few weeks, I was talking with the students about my heart for kids with disabilities and different experiences that I've had in the past. And I wanted to set that fire in them as well. So we connected with Compassionate Heart. It's a center for young adults with mild to moderate disabilities. And each 4th grader was paired up with a pen pal. Yeah, they got to write back and forth and get to know each other for a few weeks. And then we were able to meet our pen pals in person. Some of them went into this having no idea what a disability is and how it can affect a person. And it just was so awesome to watch their hearts be transformed.
So TFT looks a little bit different in a young fives classroom than maybe in an older child's classroom, but really our goals and our outcomes are the same in that we want to do practical application in the classroom of what we're learning. So last year I had some goals of spreading kindness to other people and also trying to put some things from my Deep Hope in our lesson that talk about love and serving and respecting others in everything that we do and say and the way that we act. So I wanted to make sure that we were also going outward. So I contacted a former colleague of mine who now teaches at Grand Haven Christian, and she teaches young fives, and we came up with a wonderful plan, and we called it Friendship Buddies. We started out by taking photos of our own classes and then sending them to our new friends at the other school, along with a little information sheet that told about favorite colors and favorite foods and families and what we like to do. Then we drew pictures for each other, and then we ended the time by driving to Grand Haven Christian and getting to meet them for the first time. So that was so exciting to see the kids walk into the room and look and try to find the kid that matched the picture that they had had at home for the last couple of months. We just gave them some time to play together. So we were seeing those friendship skills and those kindness skills. And then they made friendship bracelets and they traded them with each other. I really felt that my kids, when we got back, had a deeper understanding of what it was to be a friend, what it was to be kind, how we can love and serve and respect not only people in our class, but people outside as well. So we were excited about how Teaching for Transformation really transformed the kids, and it wasn't just doing a curriculum lesson, but we were really able to live it out.